And then you have villages which are now encroaching upon the monastery. If what happens is that we lose the cases,
yes,
let's say, hypothetically we lose the cases, land will be taken from within the walls and outside the walls. The walls may be broken down. And what you may have is we may lose something like 450 hectares of our land, maybe even more, according to the new claims. We don't even know yet. The new claims are currently being considered by our lawyers. And what you have now is that Malfono Kyriakos, for example, I mean, how does he, I mean, he's very brave because he's, it's not just him, but it's also Saidna, it's also Malfono Issa, it's also the children who are there, the nuns, the monks that still live in this monastery.
Yes, we will talk more about it, Daniel. We have another caller here. Good evening, sir. Welcome to Spotlight. Hello?
This is Nino Afram, and if you allow me to ask a few questions.
I did not hear your name, sir. Can you say it again, please?
My name is... Yes, my name is Nino Afram.
Welcome.
And if you allow me to ask a few questions.
Absolutely, go ahead.
Yeah. First,
yes.
Can you shed some light on the steps that is for your guests naturally? Can you shed some light on the steps that you have taken or will take to make it clear to the EU that their directives constitute a major obstacle to the solution of St. Gabriel's dilemma?
Brother, may I just ask you please to just the sound of the TV is a bit loud,
okay,
so if you can just turn it yes, lower. Thank you.
Sure. Sorry about that. Okay, I hope you understood my first question.
Yes, the practical steps that they will take.
Yes, with the EU, because it seems like their directives were a major obstacle in the solution of the problem. They didn't have the problem.
Yeah.
If you can give us some ideas about that. Second, what has SUA or what have your organization done to enforce our status as a minority in the eyes of EU and eventually Turkey?
And this is all around the world, or are you talking about
in Turkey? In relation naturally to St. Gabriel problem.
All right.
Okay?
Yeah.
Related to St. Gabriel.
Understood. Thank you for sharing
with us. And I have another question, if possible.
Absolutely, go ahead.
You know, as an observer, I noticed that St. Gabriel Monastery really unified our people under all its names they use to be one. Now, the question is, what has SUA done with the youth, with the young people, to be really more active on this front?
Thank you very much.
And I really appreciate your program, and I think doing it in English also is a wise step, because there might be some young people here and there and all over that don't understand whatever language you speak, so English is more universal.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. I appreciate your call, sir, and I think you made 3 significant questions, and I ask you now, Daniel, to take one at a time.
Thank you very much, Nino, for the questions. Greatly appreciated. And you do raise some very interesting points. SUA has been working with the EU to address some of these issues. The steps that the EU are taking right now is to look at this issue in itself and say, why is Turkey abusing the actual directives from the EU? The EU has put forward directives in order for Turkey to become more democratic, for Turkey to enter into the EU as an equal member, as a member that
as a modern system,
a modern society, modern system. And instead what it's done is it's taken these...
Going back to the earlier...
the beautiful early days,
yes.
Of repression of its minority groups. And so we are exactly on this point. So I can say to Nino that he's absolutely right, that we are addressing this particular issue with the EU and saying to the EU that they are abusing the same directives that every other country in the EU is taking and implementing in a democratic way. Turkey is not doing that, and we've told the EU about that, and that's the great action of many, many people around Europe in particular who are focusing on this issue and demanding that the EU addresses this. On the second point,
the SUA, I mean, the steps that you're taking for the youth, for our people. He was talking about the significance of Mor Gabriel being the first place that put all our people in unity.
Yeah.
So,
well, it's for this particular point, and I hope I've got it right with this, that we are working with many people and trying to bring.
This is another point. It is not about the monastery.
Yes.
It's about the unity of our people in general. Yes.
We are in SUA. We're working tirelessly to try to bring all of the federations together. The federations represent the people in the respective countries. So the German Federation, for example, under David Gellen, who's doing amazing work, and not just David, but many other federation groups, they represent their people in those respective countries. So we work with them and discuss with them not only about Mor Gabriel, although Mor Gabriel is a very unifying issue.
Yes.
So you say to the Turkish government, in many respects, how dare you take away our monastery? How dare you take away land from our monastery? How dare you try to impact us this negatively? But at the same time, you say, thank you very much for actually unifying our people, because people are so hurt by this. People are running to the streets.
Under pressure, you reach out to one another in a better way, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And this is, you see in Germany, 20,000 people protesting, 20,000 proud Syriacs protesting in the streets, 3,000 on the weekend protesting in the streets. The youth are unified by this issue. They know, because they see their parents, they know that their parents have gone through torture, they know their parents have gone through hell in the homelands. Our parents escaped, many of them escaped.
Yeah.
Many of them could not escape, many of them died. And we all know that, and that's why we go to the streets. That's why the youth, everyone who sees me asks me, what's happening with Mor Gabriel? All the young people ask me the same question. And we're going to work with this.
That was, I think, his third question too, about the practical steps held by SUA, and you already took it. I mean, you are working, and you're not giving up on the one step and one line. But you know what? It's so remarkable what you mentioned earlier, that every time you get prepared before the trial and the lawyers go inside the court hall to defend their causes, and they suddenly are faced with new things, new points, new demands and claims. Exactly. And I figured that the communication is not that good, that they're not so good informed before the trial. So they're not really prepared. Did I get this right?
It's difficult. Let's go to the trial that was held last Wednesday.
Yes.
Okay. On Wednesday, you have the trial on the boundary lines. So you go into the courtroom expecting one thing on the boundary lines, and then the judge says that the village of Yaventepe did not actually attend the trial. So the judge says, because the village people from Yaventepe weren't there, he can't make a decision.
Okay.
What do you mean you can't make a decision?
They don't have any representative?
So the representative from Yaventepe did not turn up. So, okay, fine. So you think to yourself, what's going on with the judicial system? When you have something
How do you see that point as a lawyer? I'm not that good in this. Isn't it funny?
You don't show up to a trial, you just
write a report.
Yeah, you just make a decision. If you don't attend a trial, contempt of court, you're not here. So this goes back to the fundamental point that even the Prime Minister of Turkey has just made. That he's even saying he needs reform of the judicial system.
Yeah.
So it's not just SUA. It's not just everyone in the streets. It's not organisations around the world. It's even the Prime Minister saying this system is systemically ruined.
Bluffed.
So we need to address it, and that you go to the trial and it's postponed again.
Oh.
And so we went on Wednesday again, and they postponed.